this is part 2, since I accidentally stopped the video. Try to, I don't know if I can do this without stopping the video accidentally. Yeah, 95, 96. So yeah, it's probably 94. Yeah, it's closer. So again, that's about the closest thing outside of sticking it in my mouth. Anyways, so let me go ahead and set that aside. And now what I wanted to do is, take this and stick it on this power supply. And this power supply is basically just a transformer with a giant, like 30,000 microfarad capacitor on it. Which is good. I like things like this to hook things like Mazzilli drivers and, anything that's going to do something funky, especially with high voltage, up to a simple supply like this. Just to test it out a lot of times in case they do strange things, which they sometimes do. But it's hooked to a Variac, so, I can kind of control it. I refer to this as a Variac accessory. At any rate, I'm going to try hooking it up to this, and we can see how it performs over here. Because I can get more current and more power out of this thing. This thing can generate, 25 amps at, 50 volts as a DC power supply. So, so it's like I said, started at 25 volts when I hooked this thing up to it. So, alright, hold on. I was going to say, one of the things I like about this power supply is that, it's got a few memory positions, so you can program it, and then you adjust the current limit at any time by, just adjusting the current knob like that, and you can, when you're adjusting it, you can, hit the button to switch around digits. I mean, it's like a $50 supply, and it goes up to 50 volts, 3 amps, but like I said, even though it's a 6 amp supply, it can only do that at 25 volts. But, you can also turn your load off instantly, so that shut everything off, but then you can turn it back on instantly. And what's neat about this little supply is, look, even though I cut power to it, it still remembered what my settings were. So, that's nice. At any rate, let me go ahead and cut this off and move this. Like I said, yeah, I'm going to have to put the camera down. Okay, I got it hooked up to this supply, and right now I don't have it picked up. I mounted my resistor in this vise, although it's probably in as good of an orientation as I had it before for gradient purposes. That clip there, it's still set to the same settings, so okay, I dumped it up to, wow, okay, hold down to 19 volts, but 8 amps. 9.5 amps. Okay, let me up the voltage now. Alright, that's maxed out. So with the load on it, it's only drawing 3.5 amps, but yeah, this thing loads down pretty quickly, because the transformer, it is, so that's kicked on. So anyway, we should be able to go ahead and up the voltage here. further and get it up to hopefully hit that current limit. Set at 10.5 amps or something like that. There it goes. Alright, so it's at the current limit, 16 volts. It's drawing 4.4 volts. Now that fan's kicking on heavier now. Let's see what it says in the thermal, even though we just plugged it in. It's saying like 90. About 102 and so forth. I didn't have it unplugged for very long. Okay, at any rate, let's try to, something was making a funny noise, so I got distracted. Let's try to, 145, 250, so it'll get hotter, you know, the higher it is in all likelihood, because it's creating a heat plume, because I got it vertically mounted. But let me, down here and Yes, I'll go ahead and test it up to its full rated current, although I don't remember. See, I haven't actually read the manual on this yet, so I'm a little reluctant to do that. But, jump it up here to 17 volts. Let me so that's up to 15 amps. It's taking it up to that. Say we're at 11 amps on the main supply. Let's cut it down to about 39 volts. So it's almost 16 amps. Let's do a check on it real quick. Okay, so 108. Yep. 109. Not too bad. Let's see what that's at. 369 degrees. Shit. It's getting hot. Let's see what 17 amps. Surprised it's holding this well. Amps. Two voltages converge. It'll, you know, you're getting closer to 1-to-1 ratio. Shit, I can feel that resistor clear over here. 30 volts. 19 amps. usually you'd never want to run something like this up to its full power, but there we go, 20 amps. That's kind of our overhead. It's pulling almost 20 amps 1-to-1 ratio. 120, 122. I wouldn't want to leave it at this for too terribly long. 125 degrees. 520 degrees. That's what that resistor is measuring. 130 degrees and heating. Wow, that's 150 degrees. That's not good. That's probably not the best orientation for it. But yeah, that's getting up there. But yeah, I wouldn't want to leave it at this level long, so let's see what that's getting up to. 600 and 580 degrees. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and knock this thing down before this thing blows up. Down to 6 amps. Now it's much more relieved. Yeah, I'm surprised it went. I wouldn't want to leave a supply set like that, especially one that's $25 on Amazon, as a module. But I'm impressed this was able to actually get the full current out of it, and God damn it. But yeah, it's it works quite well. See if that's fallen off yet. It's still 470 degrees, but still running at 5 amps. Still got it set to 5 amps. So, but the ratios are a lot better. Let me go ahead and adjust this. Go ahead and set the current limiting. Come on, damn it. Oh, I just turned it off. This has an off button on it, too, so you just have to punch that button. I'm surprised it shut the damn fan off like that, though. That's not really all that great. Because normally the fan should actually keep running for a while. Alright, it's got it down to 2 amps. Maximum. So, let me get this down. Geez, I don't have any control over the voltage. Maybe I can't go lower than 3 volts. So. It's probably just because it's in CC mode so heavily. Okay. Now we're drawing 9 amps, not even registering on my meters. At 49 volts. But still, it's almost drawing an amp right now. Because like this, it's 2 ohm resistor, so I'll lower it pretty low to get the current down. So, it's got it half an amp. Damn. Man, that's quite radiant. Let's drop down to a few hundred degrees. Okay. Well, let me turn this off. Well, I would... Yeah. I don't know. You saw the, you saw the results there. So I mean, I'd be inclined to recommend this damn thing. Again, I wouldn't want to leave it at 20 amps or whatnot, because I could actually test it with my potentiometer, because I can put 20 amps through that very briefly. Sure as hell done it before on another power supply I tested, um, but I don't know. I mean, like I said, to me, it seems like a pretty robust little device. Again, I don't think I'd want to run it at 20 amps for too long. Chances are pretty good it would be better behaved if you ran it at 20 amps at a lower voltage. Because some of that was starting to get pretty hot there at 160 degrees and so forth, and that was just on there as you saw for a few minutes. That's why I wanted to leave it live. Um, yeah, it smells nice in here after having that thing heated up like that. Um, but yeah, it's a good, that ballast came off of, some kind of an electrical appliance that had a bunch of stuff in it. It was an actual electrical box from an industrial plant or something. So I'm not exactly sure if it had a big selenium rectifier in it, which I still have that somewhere. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's a strange panel, but still, it was a good find. If you saw the current I pumped through it with no problem. But at any rate, I think I would recommend, if you want a little power supply, that's not a bad one. So especially for like 25 bucks, it's pretty impressive. Again, you have to find your own transformer, or other source. You could, of course, hook this up to a switching supply, kind of like this one, but um, anyway. What? Oh, God, I hate this phone. God, I hate it.